Hello and welcome, coaches and owners. My name is Scotty Brown. I will be your host today for the coaches webinar for our 2023 UCA International All-Star Championships held at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World in sunshiny Orlando, Florida. Thank you for taking a quick moment of your day today to brush up on all things UCA. We're super excited to host you guys, and thank you for choosing to spend your weekend with UCA. Let's jump right into some important information regarding arrival and registration. So when you arrive, the contact person should go to registration at the Varsity Spirit registration area at your designated reservation time. If you are staying at the All-Star Sports and Music Resort or you are a commuter, your registration tent will be located in front of Celebrity Hall between the All-Star Sports and Music Resorts. At registration, you'll receive your event name tags and lanyards, wristbands for Friday and Sunday nights if you're on the hotel travel package, and other relevant information for the championship event. USASF will be on site for roster verification. Please make sure to bring a signed copy of your compliance cover sheet. We'll go over additional USASF requirements here in a few upcoming slides. All programs will be required to show proof of music provider and purchase. Please refer to the event rules and regulations for specific details. Quick note, coaches and family friends should have already received an email notification with information on what you need to bring and how to reserve your check-in appointment times. If you have not received that yet, please go to the event website and the emails can be found under the email communications tab. Let me show you real quick how to navigate to that portion of our website. So if you'll just go to uca.varsity.com, and when that loads, that'll load our UCA homepage on our Varsity website. This houses all of our information, all things UCA regarding school, all-star camps, all that good stuff. So if you'll scroll down and click right here on the 2023 IASC clickable picture. If you click on that, that'll bring you up to the International All-Star Championship event page. And if you scroll further down, you'll see a ton of great information for UCA, but more specifically, this email communication dropdown. Here are all the emails that we have sent out prior to the event. And so if you click on any of those, it'll bring up the email with all the same clickable links that were sent in the email. And so on this specific email, you'll see the block schedule link. You'll see our registration time sign-in link. So you'll click here if you still need to complete that. And then if you're interested in our open practice sign up, here's the link to sign up for that. And so that's just real quickly how to navigate to our UCA homepage on varsity.com. Switching back to our slides, let's go ahead and move right along to our USASF roster verification. So for USASF check-in, please have all coaches, personnel who need to show their USASF coach's ID to get their wristband come to the registration area with you. This is just a reminder that any coach, choreographer, owner, or personnel wishing to access the warm-up area, backstage, or the coach's box must have a USASF wristband. You must also bring a signed printed copy of your compliance cover sheet and your program summary sheet to turn in at the USASF check-in table. Please note that USASF rosters will lock on Tuesday, March 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern. Please make sure to bring your coach's lanyards and ID to receive your coach's wristband when you check in at the USASF table. Again, please make sure all your teams are assigned to the UCA event and your USASF profile prior to Tuesday, March 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you are needing assistance with anything USASF, please reach out to your varsity advisor and we'll be able to connect you to your regional USASF advisor who will be able to assist you with any of your USASF requirements prior to attending the event. Coaches and gym owners, you must be a registered coach with UCA and your UCA registration, and then you must be an eligible coach listed on your USASF event roster. Also, junior coaches will need to be listed as personnel. This includes all team junior coaches and then all cheerability junior coaches. So if you have some younger athletes helping you out, please make sure you have them listed as personnel for the teams that they are junior coaches for. And only 2 persons listed on the personnel roster per team with an active background check will be permitted in the warm-up room and must check in with USASF. Cheerabilities, however, assistants will be allowed an unlimited number of personnel, but must be designated on the roster, on their USASF roster, as personnel to be eligible. Additional USASF information: the wristband must be worn for the duration of the entire event, and wristbands will not be shared or transferred for any reason. Transferring a wristband to another person that does not meet the warm-up room requirements will result in immediate action for the person or persons involved and the program they represent. Such action may include, but not limited to, removal from the venue, disqualification, or any disciplinary action for the program. So our USASF check-in will be available on Wednesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the coaches registration tent between All-Star Sports and Music, and Friday, March 10th from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at coaches registration, and then Saturday on site at the athlete entrance at ESPN from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Moving right along to the varsity registration time. So our tent will be open Wednesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Please note, if you are delayed in your arrival and cannot make your check-in appointment time at registration, please still stop by the registration area to reschedule your check-in appointment so we can get you in and checked in. Our championship office hours will be Wednesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., and then Monday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the championship office is located behind the registration tent between All-Star Sports and Music. All right, for our Walt Disney World Park Hopper passes, please make sure you have linked your Park Hopper ticket numbers to your My Disney Experience app. You must link it in your My Disney Experience app in order to gain access to any theme park. If you do not, this will delay you getting into the park. So please make sure to take care of that prior to arrival. And if you plan on visiting a theme park, you must make a reservation for the day and theme park you want to visit. You will need a valid ticket and reservation to enter the theme park. But if you have a park hopper, once you get in, you are able to jump to different parks. So sometimes you may just need to reserve your spot at a park that has it open, and then at a certain point in the day, you are able to hop over to those other parks. For step-by-step instructions on linking your tickets and making a theme park reservation, please scan the QR code below for all things Disney tickets. For ESPN Complex Access, new this season, all athletes and coaches will receive a hard ticket to enter ESPN. You will use these to enter ESPN Wild World of Sports Complex for competition. All friends and families on the hotel travel package or those who purchase theme park tickets from Varsity will need to link their theme park tickets and connect to Magic Mobile. They will then use Magic Mobile to enter ESPN Sports and all of their theme parks. Additional resources. Prior to the event, we will be sending out an orientation video we'd love for you to share with any of your athletes that are attending for them to watch prior to arriving. And there will also be a final information letter with a bunch of great info sent out as well. Please feel free to print that out and pass that out to any persons, athletes, spectators traveling to Disney, especially if this is y'all's first time attending this event. These two great resources have a lot of great information that is very useful prior to arriving. And let's jump into the sports complex. So transportation. For those on the hotel travel package only, UCA buses will pick up at the locations listed on the bus schedule below. You must have the blue name tag to get on the bus. I repeat, you must have a blue name tag in order to get on that bus. Anyone on our hotel travel package will be able to utilize our bus transportation to the competition venues each day. These buses run roughly every 20 minutes, so please allow time for your team to meet, to reach the bus, and then arrive on time for their warm-ups at the venues. The bus schedule, again, can be found at the QR code below. For any teams commuting or friends, family not on our travel package, you will need to secure your own transportation to and from the venue each day. And then if your team is bringing a chartered bus or renting a bus during your trip, please have them pick your team up at the parking lot closest to your hotel rooms. Disney does not allow the buses to pull into the lobby areas and sit for any amount of time. At the ESPN, once they arrive, they will be directed to the load and unload zone for the private bus parking lot. Buses will not be provided for open practices Wednesday and Thursday. So if you did sign up for those, you will need to make sure to book your own transportation to and from the open practice on Wednesday and Thursday. Championship venues. So we will be using the following venues for this year's championships. The AdventHealth Arena, the Athletic Center, formerly the Visa Center, the State Farm Fieldhouse, and formerly the HP Fieldhouse. So teams should arrive no more than 45 minutes prior to their scheduled warm-up time. And we suggest that spectators arrive about the same time prior to their athletes' competition time to minimize crowding. Priority fan viewing will be available in the State Farm Fieldhouse and the Athletic Center. Unfortunately, the AdventHealth Arena is not set up for priority viewing. However, it is stadium seating in front of the floor, so you have perfect view of the floor. Spectators are asked to line up about 10 minutes prior to the team's performance time on the order of competition for priority fan viewing. And again, that's only for the Athletic Center and the Fieldhouse only. Final awards will take place in the venues as listed on the schedules. And you'll see here is just kind of a snapshot overview when you enter at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. So here's the parking lot and the load-unload zones. You'll walk past the Varsity shop. We do have a spectator and athlete entrance. You'll notice immediately to your right is the arena. So if you compete at the arena this weekend, that's where you'll be. If you continue straight past the Globe, that's where you'll head to the Athletic Center, Fieldhouse, and like the open practice areas. Here is the venue diagram for the AdventHealth Arena. So you'll see the team entrance is on the main floor and team exit is on the same side where you enter. You'll enter and you'll be directed to your appropriate warm-up. And then from there, we'll have the appropriate signage that'll take you to the competition floor. And then for spectators, our spectator entrance and exit is at the top of the stairs on the same side where the teams enter and exit. And there's also an exit kind of on the northeast pavilion side of the arena. And moving along to the State Farm Fieldhouse and the stadium. So if you pass the Globe, you'll walk up through this way. And so you'll see the baseball field on your left and the HP Fieldhouse on your left, and then the Athletic Center on your right. And let's move to a closer view. So you'll see the HP Fieldhouse spectator entrance is right here, right at the intersection. And then athletes and coaches will take a left and enter through the side of the building. And then for priority viewing and athlete exit will be on this side, and your meetup will be on this side as well. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. I believe that is the venue diagram. So just to go over, let's do team entrance first. So teams will walk down the side and enter from the side of the field house. They'll check in and be directed to the warm-up room. They'll go through the warm-up flow in deck on cue. They'll compete. They'll exit and then exit out the team exit down here at the bottom. For fan viewing, you'll line up and you'll enter the same way through spectator entrance. You'll be directed down to the fan viewing area and then exit out the same side as your team's exit so you can meet up right here. And then spectator entrance, you may enter and we have plenty of spectator seating for you guys to view competition. Here is an aerial view of the athletic center. So you'll see this is kind of on the right side of the previous diagram that I was showing you. And so spectators will enter at the front, athletes and coaches will continue walking and enter around the side for their warm-up area. So let's move on to the venue diagram. So continuation, let's go with the team flow first. So teams will walk past spectator and fan viewing entrance. They'll walk down to they'll follow the signs to team entry. They'll be directed to their warm-up cue. They'll go through their warm-up, in deck on cue. They'll compete, and then they'll exit the same time they enter. So for fan viewing, they'll enter through the front. They'll be directed down the stairs to the front of the stage. They'll view their team perform, and they'll exit out opposite end down on the same level that the athletes will exit after they compete, after they view their replay. They'll meet up here, and then y'all may exit out this way. And then spectator entrance, you may enter, plenty of spectator seating to view competition. And moving right along, again, we do have an open practice field here on field 18. So when you park, you'll walk in through the entrance here at the front. There's the arena, the athletic center, the HP Fieldhouse. You'll continue walking down some stairs, and the open practice area will be field 18. This is sort of a first come, first served basis. So if need be, Saturday or Sunday, feel free to utilize any open spaces back here. There'll be a check-in table down here for you to check in. And then we'll have our food and beverage and our holding area. Plenty of space down here for you guys to go and stretch and hang out. Moving right along to our competition specifics. So IASC Open Practice. Open Practice is being offered on Thursday, February 9th and Friday, February 10th in the warm-up rooms at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. The Open Practice schedule can be found on the event website. Teams must provide their own transportations to and from. Disney nor UCA will have buses running to the complex. The complex will be closed, so please only go to the designated venue warm-up area. There can be no practicing outside at the complex. Disney will be scanning tickets to get into the open practice, so please make sure to bring that with you. Please do not arrive at the complex more than 20 minutes prior to your scheduled open practice time. When you do arrive, enter the arena through the doors between the two staircases. Once your rehearsal is done, please leave the complex within 30 minutes of finishing. A coach must be present with each team. All coaches must have their USASF wristband to gain access to the practice facility. Only the roster team and coaches are allowed. Spectators will not be allowed to open practice. So please make sure your coaches check in with USASF prior to any open practices that you may have scheduled for your program. Please note, water will not be provided for teams. Please plan to bring your own water bottle for each athlete, and sound systems will be provided for music, but coaches will need to bring any adapters and dongles. General competition information, no organized entrances or exits. Teams may not use stuffed animals or any other markers for center. At no point should any coach of the team take the floor. However, I think that'd be a sight to see, but please refrain, coaches, from taking the floor with any of your athletes. Teams can warm up, weather permitting, on field 18 at ESPN Wide World of Sports prior to their scheduled warm-up time in the venue rehearsal area. Teams will have the opportunity day one to take photos upon entering the warm-up during your check-in time listed on the schedule. Warm-up will be one full spring floor for 15 minutes. So it'll be a full sprung floor for 15 minutes. Coach's box, all coaches, any personnel must have their USASF wristband and coaches lanyards to go in the designated coach's box. And we will be posting each ranking along with scores on Varsity TV again this year. For music, each team is required to have a responsible adult who has their USASF wristband and coach's lanyard remain at the music station that knows the routine and music. This representative is responsible for starting the music and stopping the music in case of technical malfunction or injury. There will not be a pre-check music area in the competition performance venue. And all teams must provide their own device and any necessary adapter for use on the event provided sound system. Music should be on a digital music player, iPod, iPhone. Unfortunately, CD players will not be provided at the competition. And also please note that your device must have a headphone jack to connect to the sound system. So if you are using any newer devices that require a dongle, please make sure to acquire that prior to arriving to UCA. If there are any concerns regarding a certain team's use of music, a challenge form must be completed immediately following the team's performance. Please refer to varsity.com/music for any guidelines. For specific questions, please feel free to email musicinfo@varsity.com. Moving right along to scoring. So deductions will be taken off the total score and will be emailed approximately 10 to 15 minutes after you perform. Teams will have 15 minutes from the time the deduction email is sent to submit any review for any deductions or legality issues. Reviews submitted after the 15-minute time limit may not be reviewed. Each team will receive a standings and averages of all teams for their category, along with scores and comments for their own performances. If you do not receive them within 30 minutes of your performance time, please email UCA scoring@varsity.com to receive. I would go ahead and write down that email address just so you have it on hand, in case you find yourself in the situation listed above. Each team will need to review immediately for any questions. Deductions and safety questions will be accepted through the UCA digital review form and will be subject to any additional deductions if applicable. Official coaches will be the only ones allowed to request a review of the routine, and coaches will not be allowed to question any other team's performance or scores. No choreographers or parents will be allowed. All legitimate inquiries will receive an email response. Scoring officials will be available on site and will schedule any meetings as needed with the official coach of the program, and no concerns or questions will be done through text, social media, family, or friends. Moving along to advancements and awards, prep and novice teams will compete on Saturday. Elite and international will compete Saturday and Sunday with 25% of their score from Saturday and 75% of their score from Sunday for your overall ranking at this event. Sunday's performance order will be predetermined by reverse performance of Saturday's order. All awards will be live and available to watch on Varsity TV. Award times and locations can be found on the order of competition and the block schedule, which can be found on the website. Athletes will receive drawstrap bags that will be handed out after your first performance. All teams will receive a placement banner. Teams who rank first, second, or third place will also receive a bronze, silver, or gold medallion. National champion teams will receive national champion jackets. Only the rostered athletes and 2 coaches will receive jackets and medals. Any additional medals or jackets can be requested after the last award ceremony on Sunday night and will be subject to availability. Our bid distribution. So UCA International All-Star Championships will be offering the following bids. So for Worlds, we will be offering 4 paid and 12 at-large bids to the Cheerleading Worlds. For the Summit, we will be offering 6 paid and 12 at-large bids, as well as 4 international at-large bids. For the D2 Summit, we will be offering 6 paid and 12 at-large bids. For the Youth Summit, 2 paid and at-large bids available. For the Regional Summit, the top 3 teams in each eligible Regional Summit divisions will automatically earn an at-large bid. We will have golden tickets available for the U.S. Finals. And please note that only U.S. teams will be eligible for bids. Exception are Canadian teams will only be eligible for the summit bids and international bids. Please feel free to visit our website below for specific bid distribution information. And please note, teams must declare your bid intention by Wednesday, March 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern. Here to go over some championship coverage. So good news, UCA International All-Star Championships will be available to watch live on Varsity TV. Stay up to date with full coverage of the championship, including routine videos, results, and fun behind-the-scene features and more on Varsity TV. To access that part of Varsity TV, feel free to scan the QR code to the right, and you'll find the event schedules and order of competitions, along with any other important information updates on uca.varsity.com, which is the website that I showed you guys earlier. And be sure to follow us on all of our socials. Follow us on at UCA Updates and at Varsity All-Star on Twitter, at UCA Updates and at Varsity All-Star on Instagram, and at UCA Cheer for those of you who are on Facebook. Moving right along to our championship band. So band is our official communication app for Varsity Spirit. The coaches band is a great resource for all coaches in attendance. This is where we're able to send out any urgent information on site. A lot of great event information will live on the band, so it's a great resource for you to go to if you find yourself having any questions or concerns while you're at the event. And we'll send out, or this band, please send out this band invite to all of your coaches who will be in attendance. The more on there, again, it's just a great resource for all coaches to use during the weekend. So below you'll see the QR code for our coaches championship band. And that wraps up our coaches meeting for UCA International All-Star Championships held at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. I look forward to seeing everyone there. Safe travels and good luck.